And welcome again to the Dave LewAllen Podcast. So glad that you're joining us today. We do sports stories, newsmakers, and difference makers in our community. And big news for Southeast Michigan, the state of Michigan, the game of golf, the industry of golf, in that the United States Junior Amateur Golf Championship is coming to Oakland Hills the week of July 22nd at Oakland Hills. The best junior golfers in America will be coming here to play on the famous South Course, well, both courses, North and South, at Oakland Hills Country Club. And joining me today on the podcast is the head golf professional at Oakland Hills Country Club, Steve Brady. Steve's great to have you here to talk about, the history of Oakland Hills for golf championships.
Yep.
This event in particular, though, the U.S. Junior Amateur Championship, and how excited are you on behalf of your club, Oakland Hills, to be hosting this prestigious national championship?
Well, it's nice to be on. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah.
You mentioned that it's the best junior players in the country. It's actually the best junior players in the world. So there's 91 exempt players, 264 total players, but 91 exempt players, and they qualify through world rankings. And so there's kids from all over the world, Asia, Europe, South America. It's going to be a fantastic event. So fantastic championship. So we're really looking forward to it. Yeah.
So there's a couple of days of stroke play.
Yep.
There's match play.
Yep.
There's a 36-hole final, right?
Yep.
And you got to be good every day if you want to ultimately win this championship.
Yep. Championship golf is a big deal. So they'll be coming into town the Saturday, Sunday prior to practice rounds. They'll play one round on the north, one round on the south, and then that Monday and Tuesday they'll play one round on each again for stroke play. And the low 64 players will go into match play starting again on Wednesday. And Wednesday morning, there's usually a playoff for that 64th spot. A lot of people think that's a highlight of the championship. So there'll probably be maybe an odd number of players for that 64th spot. So there'll be a playoff on the north course on the 10th hole, and it's always a big deal. Sometimes it might be 12 players for 2 spots, or it might be 8 players for 7 spots, where one player loses out, but it's always exciting. So, we're looking forward to it.
All right, so we're talking junior golfers, and you say from around the world,
Yep.
best players. So what ages are we talking about? Who's eligible as a junior golfer to have either qualified, exempt, or are in this field of 264?
For a long time, it was 19 and under. Then they changed that, I think, maybe 6 or 7 years ago, so you can't be older than 18 years old on the day of the last match. So anybody 18 and under, and there's no minimum age either. So as long as you have a handicap index low enough to attempt to qualify at one of the, I think it's about 40 sites around the country, as long as you have a handicap, you're a good enough player. Anybody 18 and under, a male for this event. And there's a junior girls amateur championship as well. Anybody can try and qualify. It's 18 holes stroke play to get to qualify, to try and qualify, and we end up with 264, the best in the world.
So one of those competing will be this young player,
Yep.
Miles Russell, 15
Yep.
years old.
Yep.
Some golf fans watching, listening might realize or remember that he just played in the Mortgage Classic.
Yeah.
15 years old. Is he a favorite?
I would say he's definitely a favorite. He's the number 1 ranked player in the world right now. He's a left-hander. He's from Jacksonville, Florida. Great young man. Met him a couple of times. Wonderful parents, and he's probably, I don't know, 5'7", maybe 125, 30 pounds.
Wow.
So he's not an impressive looking young man, but he's a heck of a player. He hits at 300 yards plus. Really knows how to play. And at 15 years old, he missed the cut at the Rocket Mortgage by I think 2 shots. So that means he beat 60 or 70 grizzled veterans at Detroit Golf Club.
Yeah.
And at 15 years old, he has the world ahead of him. So, and there's probably another 264 that aren't too far behind him if they're not his equal right now. So, if people come out and watch these kids right now, they'll be on the tour in the next couple of years.
All right, and so we're going to talk about some additional specific names of players who will be there. But this event, again, it's week-long, Monday through Saturday, when the championship, the 36-hole final, is conducted. This is a unique opportunity to see these best junior golfers in the world at Oakland Hills, and this is free. This is a free event. You don't have to buy a ticket.
No.
I mean, you have the opportunity, if you enjoy the game of golf, to watch these players.
Yeah, no, it's free to the public, which is unique, because usually you want to go to a sporting event, it's going to cost you something, right? $20. But the USGA and Oakland Hills, as we give back to the game of golf, say, hey, this is free, and they're trying to inspire younger folks to take up the game of golf, especially those that don't have access to golf, not just kids that have the means to join a club or take a lot of lessons, but to try and inspire people to go out and see another young man in this event that is maybe their size, or they look like them. They're not 6'4", right, tight end looking guy, but they say, maybe I can do that, and so that will inspire these young folks to take up the game of golf. So it's a great opportunity to come out and watch the best players in the world. A young man that won the event 2 years ago won a tour event earlier this spring. So the 17, 18, 19-year-old kids these days are just a year off from winning major championships. So you're not just looking at some junior kid that doesn't know how to play golf. These are the best of the best.
All right, and so also by attending this event and watching these great young golfers, you also have an opportunity to walk the fairways at Oakland Hills Country Club, the North Course and the famous South Course designed by Donald Ross. And there have been significant changes to the South Course since the last major championship was held at Oakland Hills. A renovation project. Talk to me about that and the change that it has made to what you see and what you experience.
So Donald Ross was the original architect, like you mentioned, and it was that way for a long time. And then Trent Jones came in the 50s, redesigned it to a point, and then between then and 2006, when Reese Jones came in to, I guess, tiger-proof it before the 2008 PGA Championship, which we hosted. The greens on the golf course hadn't really ever been touched. They had the original push-up greens. They were built to retain moisture. So over time, the course maybe got a little bit tired. So the club hired Gil Hance and Jim Wagner to come in and restore the golf course back to the way that Donald Ross wanted it back in the day. In order to do that, he widened fairways, expanded greens. Every green's probably at least a third larger than they were prior to Gil coming in and doing that. And tree removal was important, and we really only took out about 150 trees. But from the clubhouse view, the first and the 10th tee, you really could only see a couple of holes from the clubhouse. Now, as the clubhouse being built, you can now see all the way out to the fourth hole, and from the fifth green, you can now see the beautiful clubhouse, which will be finished hopefully in the next couple of years. So it was a restoration, not just for golf, but to really see the beauty of the golf course, the entire golf course from 1,000 yards away as opposed to just a couple hundred yards away. So it turned out great.
And I was there recently, and it is striking, the difference as you stand near where the clubhouse was and is being rebuilt and looking out at the golf course. It is fabulous. And so I would urge golf fans to go and experience the U.S. Junior Amateur, but also to see, the renovation of this historic golf course. And you mentioned the clubhouse, and there was the devastating fire that virtually destroyed the clubhouse. It was taken down. The the steel is going up now.
Yep.
It is going to be fabulous for the future, but the future's not there yet as it
Yep.
relates to completion.
Yep. February 17th, 2022 was a tough day.
Yeah.
And but no one was injured. The clubhouse was a total loss. And then it took a little bit of time to figure out, what do we do next? And the club and the leadership and the board approved the design and the financing of a beautiful new clubhouse. It essentially will be a replica or very close to the original outdoor second floor seating, which we didn't have in the past. Will be a new feature. Ballroom goes upstairs instead of downstairs, but it's going to be a fantastic clubhouse. It'll be logistically it'll fit better, parking, shipping, receiving, and everything. But it's going to be wonderful. Really looking forward to it. It's coming around, like you said.
Yeah.
So.
Oakland Hills Country Club, private club, of course, but because of the history of championship golf, which you had mentioned to me previously, it's in the DNA of the club to host major golf events. You've got to be a member to fully enjoy Oakland Hills, but with the championship golf and the opportunities to see golf on that property, it's there for all of us in that regard.
Yep, it's for a lot of people. They've never been to either a major championship, and they've never been to Oakland Hills Country Club. Right. It's a beautiful walk. It's not an easy walk. South Course is a tough walk, 90 feet from point A to point B, so you're going up and down hills. The shadows in the evenings and in the mornings are beautiful in the summertime. The green complexes are gorgeous. Huge bunkers now. There are a third fewer bunkers now, but twice as much sand.
Wow. So
it used to be a lot of tiny bunkers. Now there's fewer huge bunkers.
So this, again, is more of the original design.
Correct. Original design. Donald Ross was a wonderful architect, genius. And Gil Hance will be looked upon down the road as in the same light, because he took what Ross gave the club and restored it back to the way it was. He did a fantastic job, and it's in great shape. Phil Kafari is our superintendent, and he's a passionate guy. He's done a wonderful job. And if you come out in the next couple of weeks, you'll see some rough that you've never seen before. One, by design, USGA wants it set up as a U.S. Open would be, and two, we've had a little rain lately, and it's hard to get the mowers on it. So you better be able to hit the ball straight.
Yeah, that's a problem for many of us, but probably not for a lot of these junior amateurs. We mentioned Miles Russell already.
Yeah.
Another pretty significant name will also be at Oakland Hills for this tournament, and that would be Charlie Woods, the son of Tiger. We've seen him growing up on TV in those father-son events, and he's a terrific player as well. I mean, that will bring some people out to Oakland Hills for the championship to see that young man.
Sure. I mean, if you love golf, you have any interest in it at all, it would be you'd want to go see LeBron James' son play basketball at that age. People are going to want to come out and see, is this kid really that good? Well, he qualified. It was an 18-hole qualifier at his site. I think he maybe made bogey double on the first two holes, and he came back was medalist, which is quite a feat, which shows you have some guts. Yeah. And I'm sure he got that from his dad, who's arguably the best player ever. Mr. Nicklaus was pretty good too.
Yeah, he sure was.
But to see somebody's son that's at that level come out, he's 15 years old, maybe 16 years old now. See what he can do. We'll see how it goes. But he has to get through the two rounds of medal play. But if he does that, then in match play, it's an interesting format. You just have to beat 6 individual players. Man on man. So we'll see how that goes. So that brings a whole new a way of playing it, as opposed to 4 rounds of stroke play where you have to beat 156 or 164 players. Yeah. Match play is a different animal. So he's got as good a chance as anybody.
And his dad won the U.S. Junior Amateur 3 straight years.
Yep.
I think he's the only one to do that.
Yep.
Among his many other onlys, right?
Yep. He won 3 straight years.
Yeah.
And I was just doing a little research. He was medalist, so he was low in the stroke play qualifier portion of that 2 of those years. And then the next 3 years after those 3, he wins the U.S. Amateur Championship. So he won 6 major championships in a row.
Yeah.
And that's never been done.
Yeah.
So it's going to be fun, and hopefully people are able to come out and watch Charlie play. I can't wait to see the kid play. You see him on TV. It's a little different to see him hit a golf ball up close and personal.
Sure.
It's impressive.
And you'll have that opportunity again. It's free.
Yep.
And you'll be walking the fairways with these players. Another young man from Michigan, Lake Orion High School, Connor Fox, is in the field. He won the Michigan State Junior Amateur, so he qualifies. What a thrill for him and for his family and his school and the Lake Orion community.
Sure, and it's a big deal. I live in Rochester. Our kids went to school in that area, and I'm sure there'll be a few extra folks coming from Lake Orion or the Rochester area, Oxford, to come out and watch Connor play. Hopefully he does well. Yeah. And if he makes a run into match play, who knows? Much like Nick Carlson from the University of Michigan made a run in the U.S. Amateur in 2016. He made it to the semis, and there'll be a lot of stories this week, and kids from all walks of life. Kids that are coming in here, they might have a caddy of their own. We have a huge caddy program at Oakland Hills Country Club. Bob Byerline's done a wonderful job for years, and a lot of our caddies will be out there for the first 2 days as well, and hopefully a lot of them get to go on into match play and see how they do.
We talked about Miles Russell and competing in the Rocket Mortgage Classic as a 15-year-old, and Tiger winning 3 straight U.S. Junior Amateurs, but others that have won this tournament over the years who have gone on to, make a name in golf. I mean, Johnny Miller, David Duval, Jordan Spieth, 2-time U.S. Junior Amateur champion, Scotty Scheffler, pretty good golfer.
Not bad.
Also a junior amateur champion, and Will Zalatoris as well. So, some of the current touring players in the PGA, some of the brightest stars, again, had this experience, and competing in these championships certainly helps prepare you for the next steps in your golfing career.
Sure. It's, people, when they're kids are juniors, they want to play college golf, right? And how do you become a college golfer out of high school? Well, you have to play in tournaments. You have to develop some kind of resume, and playing in the U.S. Junior Amateur Championship is probably would be one of the highlights on that resume. So there'll be a number of college coaches in the gallery watching these young men compete as well. Probably have over 100 college coaches, big schools.
Yeah.
Central Michigan, Saginaw Valley State, right?
Schools.
Yeah. So there's a component there. So there's a lot going on this week. Equipment manufacturers will be there, just like at a tour event. We want to make sure, Oakland Hills wants to make sure that these young men have a wonderful experience, enjoy their time there. The staff's ready, the members are ready. We've got about 450 volunteers. Jeff Judge is our chairman of the championship, and he's doing a wonderful job with all his committee chairs. And it's Oakland Hills loves to host major championships, and this is the first one since 2016, and we won't have another one until 2029 at the U.S. Women's Amateur Championship. And then we have Women's Open in 31, and then the Men's U.S. Open in 2034. So we're looking forward to those, and then plus many others down the road.
Right, 8 in total that the USGA committed to Oakland Hills, and this was shortly after, right, the clubhouse fire and all that. It
was a month later.
The course renovation, and what a commitment by the USGA to Oakland Hills, honoring the history of the club and major championships.
Yeah, it's about the golf course. The clubhouse was iconic, and it will be again. But it's really more about the relationships and what does Oakland Hills, the club itself, do for golf. And it's just not, hey, come out to some rich place and monkey around.
Yeah.
It's we're very philanthropic as a club, and as individual members. Charitable events at the club all the time. Our caddy program, the Evans Scholar Program, I believe we had 7 caddies awarded scholarships last winter, full ride scholarships, Michigan or Michigan State University for 4 years.
Yeah.
That's life-changing money. That's a big deal. And the club supports that. And so it's just not playing golf and enjoying fine wine and the finer things in life. It's about giving back to younger folks and those that are disadvantaged.
Yeah. And Oakland Hills certainly does that. Steve Brady, the head golf professional at Oakland Hills, joining us on the Dave LewAllen Podcast. So a few more tournament details. We mentioned it's free.
Yep.
It starts Monday, July 22nd, runs the entire week with the championship match on Saturday, the 36-hole final.
Yep.
Free, but how do you get there? The clubhouse is under construction. Can't park,
right,
on the grounds per se. So how are people getting to Oakland Hills for this event?
Yeah, well, the public will park off-site. We have a couple of sites in Southfield. If you go to the website, oaklandhillscc.com, there's a link, U.S. Junior Am. You'll go there, you park, you'll jump on a shuttle bus, nice big bus, probably air conditioned, I'd imagine.
I would imagine.
Very similar to the Rocket Mortgage experience.
Yep.
Park off-site, and then they'll shuttle you right to the main gate, and you go in, and you can enjoy golf all day long if you wish. Hopefully the weather's going to be absolutely perfect all week long. Yeah. And we'll have a golf shop fully stocked with merchandise. And it's going to be a wonderful championship.
So given the fact that it's stroke play on Monday and Tuesday, and all the participants, 264, will be competing then.
Yeah.
If I'm a golf fan and say, you know what, I want to pick a day.
Yep.
I mean, if I want to see, for sure, I want to see Charlie Woods or Miles Russell, don't I need to be there on Monday or Tuesday in the event that, they don't qualify for match play?
Exactly right. Yeah, Monday and Tuesday. That's why it's a unique event.
Yeah.
So if you want to see those two players or any of the other, there's players that can hit the ball farther than those two. There's players that maybe putt better than those two or have a better bunker game. But as far as competing at a high level across the board, and you want to see Charlie Woods, see what his deal's all about, or the number 1 junior in the world, what does he have over anybody else? You better get their money on Tuesday. Yeah. They have as good a shot as anybody else. Depends on the draw. A lot of times weather's an issue.
Sure.
You get wind in the afternoon, and you got a bad draw, and you got wind at both your tee times. Get out there Monday, Tuesday. But if you like to see competition and championships won or lost, then the match play, you can get a lot of that all week long.
Sounds like you better be making multiple trips if you're a golf fan.
Yeah, why not? And if it's free,
right,
come out all you want.
Yeah, fantastic. All right, we've talked about some of those details, and the 8 future USGA events that, including this one, that are coming between now and 2051.
Yeah.
You talk about projecting into the future. Yeah. But that includes a U.S. Women's Open and 2 U.S. Opens as well.
Yes, sir.
And the U.S. Open is really where, Oakland Hills is on the map for a lot of reasons, but the U.S. Open, Ben Hogan, bringing this monster to its knees. Yep. That's where the monster for the South course came from, right?
That's where it came from, 1951. So he said, hey, I'm glad I brought this monster to its knees. And Oakland Hills has been known as the monster ever since then. Yeah. Well, in 2051, that'll be the 100th anniversary of Mr. Hogan winning the U.S. Open at Oakland Hills Country Club. And that's how the cathedrals of golf, as the USGA likes to call their major championship anchor sites, Oakland Hills, Oakmont, Pebble Beach, Winged Foot. It matters to championship golfers where they win their championships. It means a lot. Yeah. Not that winning one at another course or a site wouldn't mean as much, but it's special that I won Wimbledon, or I won at Indy, or whatever it is. It's a big deal, and that's why Oakland Hills is referred to as one of the cathedrals of golf, which is really neat. Yeah. And it's great not just for Oakland Hills members, but for the state of Michigan, Southeast Michigan, the Midwest. People will drive a long way to come to Oakland Hills to see what we're all about. So it's a big deal.
Yeah, you mentioned Ben Hogan, but there's Andy North too, and there's Steve Jones too. I mean, for those guys winning championships, the U.S. Open at Oakland Hills. I mean, whew.
Yep. Andy North won 3 PGA Tour events, and 2 of them were U.S. Opens. Yeah. So
crazy.
We talked a couple of times in the past. He comes out to Oakland Hills to visit every once in a while because he doesn't live too far away. And would you trade 20 PGA Tour events, or would you rather have 2 U.S. Opens? I'd take the 2 U.S. Opens every time. I'm sure Andy would too. He's a wonderful man, and he's I believe now he's on the USGA executive committee, and as a wonderful player and a wonderful human being. So he's
good to have friends.
He's
like
a fun guy. Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, this has got to be a very, very exciting week, though, for given again what the club has been through, with the fire and the course renovation, and for more golf fans to kind of see what has been done and what is to come with the clubhouse again. Yeah. What a great celebration.
It is. We talk about it a lot as a staff sometimes, and member committees and things. There really isn't another place that could write a book about what's happened to Oakland Hills the last half a dozen years or so. A renovation by Gil Hance, right. A fire that destroys your clubhouse, and then we're hosting a USGA major championship at the same time we're building the clubhouse, and all that entails. And there's members, all the members embrace it. The entire staff is geeked about it. It's been challenging the last couple of years, to say the least, to have full golf operations and food and beverage and maintenance facilities, and we're moving the maintenance facility right now as well. Phil Kafari's getting a new facility, so there's a whole lot going on, and the USGA said they gave us the option. You could take a pass, and the club said nope, we're going to host it. So it's a big deal. We're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it very much. Yeah. And congratulations on the work that it has taken to get to this point in preparation to welcome these golfers from all over the world. Yeah. Steve, thank you.
You're welcome. Just want to mention Matt Dawsey is our general manager. He came in a couple years ago, young man, looks like he's younger than his experience, but he's done a wonderful job leading the charge too. So I want to give him a plug. And Dino Kostopoulos, our president, and the entire board and everybody else, they're geeked about it, and we're ready to go. So.
Well, it's a supportive membership group, which you would have to be able to pull off events like this and to add to the tremendous history of Oakland Hills Country Club and golf, PGA, and in this case USGA, and that's what you're doing here again. So I wish you best of luck with it. I look forward to being out and watching some of these great young golfers and to see up close the renovation of the golf course, walking those fairways.
Look forward to seeing you out there.
Great. Steve, thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
Steve Brady, the head golf professional at Oakland Hills Country Club, joining us today on the Dave LewAllen Podcast. Get out there and see some great golf. The U.S. Amateur, Junior Amateur at Oakland Hills Country Club, starting on Monday, July 22nd, running all week. Until next time, stay safe, be kind.